Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yeshai. Double honors to the apostles of Grey Millstone. Salutations to the Archimprecious Prince of Syrian Truth. Blessings to the elect. I just want to go into a few articles here. This is RT Live, RT News, which is a very good news channel based on this open commercialism, basically. Since it's widely open, it's the most accurate, which is on the open media instead of alternative media. So I don't know about Sky News and all of that, but I know RT News on TV and whatnot, they're the most accurate one. What is it? Based on open social media instead of having to go alternative, but alternative is more accurate simply because there's things that you're just not going to hear. So alternative is recommended even more, but this is RT here. This is on the 17th of June, which is basically what, not so long ago, that's like what, the same week. Says the US will not stumble into war with Iran by mistake. If it happens, it will be by design. Okay? And those of us that know, read the scriptures, we know what design will be, but we'll see what it says here. They remain in Washington intent on going to war with Iran. And very few people doubt this fact. Why then does the media keep warning us that conflict will break out accidentally? The US does not go to war by mistake. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Esau doesn't go to war with anyone by mistake. Okay. World War One, that was orchestrated. Okay, wanted to get into that land, or our land. Okay, you can look that up. World War Two was orchestrated. Okay. Now the central bankers and whatnot, they fund both sides. Okay. So these things here are not it's not by mistake when wars are created. Okay. Last week Donald Trump pinned the blame for the attack on 2 oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman squarely on Iran. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who has been running around provoking Iran in word and deed for months, called the attacks an unacceptable escalation of tension. So-called proof came in the form of a grainy video that presented more questions than answers. Let's do a comment that you threw up there on Twitter. The version of events offered by the US was quickly challenged by the Japanese shipping company, which owns one of the tankers damaged in the attack, and the German foreign minister threw another spanner in the works, saying that Washington's footage was not enough to prove Iran's culpability. Okay, so these other nations, Germany, okay, technically throwing a bit of exposure or trying to prove America what they're saying. Okay, and that's part of Germany is supposed to be part of their NATO ally. Okay, so they're basically saying no, that one photo that you keep showing, and if you're square to certain media, yeah, that's what they do. They'll show one photo, keep pushing the story with that one photo, and not show any other angles, any other photos to prove what they're saying, because it's orchestrated. Like these false flags, hoax attacks and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll continue. And the German foreign minister threw another spanner in the works, saying that Washington's footage was not enough to prove Iranian culpability. Britain, as could only be expected, took the Pompeo narrative at face value. Okay, because Britain, and America are both in bed together. So Britain obviously is not even going to blind. They're not even going to think like twice. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go with America. Okay, the mother with the daughter, with Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt explaining that it was his instinct to believe the US because they're our closest ally. What, you know, makes sense. Solid reasoning as ever from London. Okay, it's a bit of sarcasm there. However, for every irredeemable neocon who believes this sketchy story, there appear to be 10 more who doubt it, because with such a long history of using false flag attacks to begin wars, okay, like I said, like you can just look up, like, World War One and Two, yeah, the two major wars that are known on Earth, they were orchestrated, okay, with because with such a long history of using false flag attacks to begin wars, only someone in their head buried very deep in the sand, and the sand would be like these distractions out here, the media, but basically 2/3 of our people and the rest of the nations in the sand. Not every nation, but the rest of these people, I'd say about 98%, are at their heads in the sand, very deep in the sand as well. Could not feel at least a little skeptical about these recent events, yeah, because you know how America and Britain operate. They're about their resources. You get me? They're trying to gain ground, getting them resources, you know, put in central banks, you know, and if that don't work, they're trying to stage coups. And why don't you see what's going on in Venezuela with what's his name, Guaido, and they set up Guaido to try to go against Maduro. Okay, so that's orchestrated there. So, but back to the point though. There is ample evidence to suggest that the central figures with the Trump administration are itching for a war with Iran. Okay, so they are dying to get into Iran and set up what they want to do. Despite this, there are repeated suggestions from the media that US could stumble into a war. Okay, their media. Okay, because the people out there, they're dumbed down, so they believe the media, lean on the media for any type of information. Okay. Yeah, from the media that the US could stumble into a war with Iran accidentally or by mistake. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. Like, so you're telling me you're walking down the road and you see something. This is what America's basically like. America sees something that they want, but accidentally slap someone in the head to try and knock them out and gather their resources. It don't work like that. Okay, everyone's catching on to what, you know, Babylon's onto right now, despite purposely wanting to avoid entanglement in another military conflict. Okay, because they want to be able to try and be the underdog in this one, or come across like they're the what is it? Like a woman. She wants to be offensive, but come across like she was on the defense. So that's what America wants to do. Okay, if they're not careful, the two arch foes could stumble into a conflict. One Reuters report warned. The UK Telegraph explained British concerns about the risk of stumbling into an unwanted war. Yeah, unwanted. That's more accurate, but accidental is not accurate. Foreign Policy magazine published a piece about how Washington and Tehran could prevent an accidental war. Okay. You can read more here. Why is the US always stumbling or sliding into war? How the media misleads with language. Okay, well that's their media. Let's get one thing straight. Washington does not get into wars by mistake. Between Pompeo and National Security Advisor John Bolton, Trump filled two of the most crucial positions in his administration with men who have demonstrated a psychopathic appetite for war with Iran. Okay, they've been begging for Iran for so long now. And not just in the last few months, but over many, many years. Bolton penned an op-ed for the New York Times in 2015, openly advocating for the US to bomb Iran. Okay? The US, he wrote, could not do a thorough job of destruction whilst offering vigorous support to the Iranian opposition, with positions in full Republican administration see as being impatiently making the case for Iranian regime change for decades. Okay, they want to change Iranian regime and put in their own regime. That's basically what they want to do. That's what they've been begging for. Okay, let's see here. But the language of accidental war, conflicts that somehow manage to come looking for the US but never the other way around. Yeah, that's what they're saying. They keep pushing this thing that it keeps coming to them, but they're the ones that have sanction over all these countries. So how are they the ones that are being supposedly on the defense when they're the ones offending everyone? It don't work like that. Okay, that's the woman there. That's America. Okay, that's the whore the scriptures speak of. Just to keep this video short, you can run through it. It's not it goes straight to the point anyway. But it's not going to be an accidental thing anyway, because the least of the flock shall draw them. Okay. Because it's going to be Israel that draws America in. Okay. America don't want a war. They know that they haven't got the full capability. They got pride and weapons, but they haven't got that much of heart anymore. Okay, they're losing their grip on the world. Okay, here we go. Jeremiah 49 and 20. We'll go 49, 20, then 50 and 45. Therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Edom, okay, Esau, these Edomites, so-called Caucasian race, and his purposes, okay, that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman, okay, that's them Germans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, okay, and the least of the flock is them Ashkenaz imposters, them Israelite imposters, them black top hat wearing, curly perm sideburn Ashkenaz Jews, Amalek Edomites. Surely he shall make the inhabitants desolate with them. Okay, and 15:45. Therefore hear ye. It just goes again, but therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon, okay, which is America, and his purposes. Okay, his purpose is to go against against Iran, set up a regime and whatnot that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Okay, that's America. That's these Edomites. Surely the least of the flocks will draw them out. Okay, that's Israel. So America's not going to go to surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay. It says here, the least of the flock shall draw them out. So there's no way America's going to go into war accidentally. They're going to be pulled into war. Okay. So they want to say, or keep pushing that they're accidentally being brought into war, or stumbling into war, sliding into war. Okay. Technically, they're making their own tongue to fall against itself, because technically, yeah, you are going to slide into a war because your allies, the one that they're constantly arm in arm with, or not even arm in arm, they're serving Israel, the state. That's going to bring America into war. They're going to pull them into war with them, and they're going to fail terribly. Okay, especially with Russia and China, Iran, and whatnot. NATO and America do not get along at the moment. They're there's a few cracks in the friendship. Let me get a couple more scripture. It's the Most High that at the end of things, is the one that orchestrates this whole thing. Okay, to redeem his people through his son Yahushua. Okay, Daniel 2:21, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. Okay, that's the Most High. He removeth kingdoms and setteth up kingdoms, and those to rule. Okay, and it's our time soon. Okay, so he's setting us up slowly from the base up. Okay, and he's bringing the opposition down. Okay, he giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. Okay. The last one I was gonna bring. Psalms 75:7 as well. By the Most High is the judge, he putteth down one and setteth up another. It speaks for itself, so America is not going to be stumbled into the war. Okay? That's not going to happen. Okay, it just doesn't happen. So, Shalom to the elect. Pray this video is edifying. Keep your eyes on the prize and keep pushing this word. Lord's will, part of men and Lord. I will make it out of this kingdom as the elect. Shalom.